Welcome in, everyone. I'm Yetta. I'm the VA hiring coach. And if you are here today, you are in for a treat. Today, I'm just going to be talking about my favorite number one place to hire VAs, to hire editors, to hire graphic designers and things like that. And without further ado, we're just going to hop right into it. It is Upwork.com. Back in the day, I used to do Fiverr. I used to do Upwork. Before it was Upwork, it was, I guess, Odesk, and then Elance and different things like that. I've been outsourcing for over 10 years, and it has been a great joy just meeting and connecting with people all over the world. It has eventually become a passion of mine. Originally, outsourcing and hiring freelancers, hiring VAs was my way of traveling the world. I know that sounds corny, right? But before I got the jobs in big tech, I was a broke college student with aspirations of traveling all over the world. And because I was still landlocked and I hadn't done a lot of traveling at that time, I sought people from other nations, from other countries around the globe, so that I could learn about their culture, so that I could learn what it was like collaborating with them, getting into their brains, and all of that jazz. So when I began working with people, the first person that I outsourced with was from Bangalore, India, and we are friends to this day. His name is Nishad, and he is like a part of my family. And so when we first started working together, I would ask him just about the culture in West Bengal. I would talk about that. Well, I guess his people were from West Bengal. I believe he's in Bangalore now, but I would ask him just about the culture. I learned about biryani and just all sorts of things about the Muslims in West Bengal at that time. And so I just want to let you know that you don't have to do it alone. On this journey as entrepreneurs, as students, you can have help. And sometimes help is easier, more within reach than you even think. And so Upwork has emerged as one of those places for me. Back in the day, for those quick and easy jobs, I would go to Fiverr.com. One of the reasons why I love Upwork instead of Fiverr when it comes to really drilling down into your business, when it comes to really putting the gas on growth acceleration, and for building relationships and especially collaboration. I like Upwork because the freelancer, the VA, they come to you. When you're on Fiverr, you go to them for the most part. Now, there is a feature on Fiverr where you can actually post a job and people come. I've seen that happen and it works very well. But for the most part, the fact that you post a job and people come to you is a very integral part of how Upwork works. It's how it's always worked, to my knowledge. And so with you in the driver's seat, it puts you in a place of control, and it puts you in a seat of authority right off the back as the client, right? Also, the virtual assistants, the freelancers, they actually have to pay with connections in order to be able to apply to your job. With that said, please don't waste people's times. Please don't waste people's energy. If you don't want to hire them, get on with the get on, and don't leave the jobs open, right? If you are no longer interested in a product or a project, close the job, close it. This gives them, I believe, maybe their connects back or different things like that. Close the job, okay? Close the job. We want to be ethical. We want to be fair, okay? Oftentimes, a lot of people, they're not paying what should be paid. They're not treating their virtual assistants well, but we're going to change that narrative. We're going to be good employers, we're going to be good clients to work with, and we're going to do our best to make sure that we have open lines of communication, that we have clear expectations, that we have documented details, that we have documented deliverables, that we have standard operation procedures so that they know exactly what to do in order to complete the work that we want them to, right? That they have signed up to do. We also have to come to the table, because when they submit their work for a draft, they say, hey, here's a draft of the work. You have to read it. You have to watch it. You have to analyze it. And then you have to respond quickly, preferably between, 12 to 24 hours, so that they can then go back and finalize and brush things up and submit it again, so that you can get closer and closer to that end deliverable and close the loop on the entire project. But I love Upwork because number one, it does not charge you to post a job. They have that feature, but you can just post a job for free. They tried to bring in a feature where they would charge you just to post even a standard job. and people rebelled. And so they changed that. So at this moment in time, you can still post a job for free and people will come. I really like that element. On Upwork, you can see the reviews, you can actually communicate and chat and really one of my favorite features on Upwork is that you can create a Zoom call instantaneously in the platform. This is one of the most phenomenal things that they have incorporated into the system, and it is extremely well. I want to encourage you, if you have yet to post your first job, I need you to go to upwork.com right now, and I want you to actually post that job. Your diamond in the rough, the person that's going to help scale and take your business to the next level is right around the corner, and you have nothing to lose because it's absolutely free. When you go over there and when you create your account or when you log in, there are a couple of things that you can do to begin to establish yourself as a good client. Number one is that you want to make sure that your reputation on the platform is a reputation that you're building over time and you are coming out the gate thinking about your reputation, because the last thing that you want to do is get known as a bad actor, get known as a bad client. Although people desire work, they also want to work with good people. So, when you are creating your profiles and when you are engaging with virtual assistants, freelancers, and things like that, you need to treat people with dignity. You need to treat people with respect and make sure that when you are closing out your jobs that you ask them to provide feedback, 5-star feedback if you can, but if you have some concerns, hey, just let me know, right? Ask them to give you good feedback. Ask them to, write words in there so that people can know and really understand the type of client that you are so that they can desire to work with you. Something also that is well overlooked is that when you create that profile, when you create your account on Upwork, one of the first things that you can do to signal that you are serious is upload a payment method. When people are applying to jobs, they want to know that you are serious, just like you want to know if they're serious, that they have a great reputation, that they have great reviews, that their portfolio is nice, that they have great communication, that they can speak English. They want to know from you, are you an honest and loyal person? Do you have money to pay me for my time? And is this going to be a smooth and efficient process? Listen, the world is a crazy place right now. And the better we can make it for each other, the better our experiences will be as human beings. Okay. And this is the philosophy that I lead with when I outsource my projects online. I want to make sure that we both, client as well as the virtual assistant, as well as the freelancer, that we have a smooth and seamless experience with one another. After you have created that account, you have uploaded your payment method, the next thing that I want you to do on Upwork.com is that I want you to put a decent picture so that people can know what you look like. Make sure that your name is right. I had people telling me that I didn't put their name right in the reviews. Listen, if your name says Craig on your profile, I'm going to call you Craig because I don't know what else to call you, because you haven't told me that your name is something other than what it says Craig on the profile. So I want to make sure that that communication is clear, that your freelancer, that you're a virtual assistant, that they know what to call you. Make sure that the name that you want to be called is in the title somewhere on that client profile. Also, tell a little bit about your business. Who are you? Where are you from? What does your company do? This helps set precedent so that people know what they're getting themselves involved in. Put up a website. I had one guy, I hired him and he went to every account that I had and made a post. Now I got on him about that because I did not review him fast enough. I told him it was going to be busy. I said, listen, I'm busy right now. I paid him ahead of time. I didn't even look at the deliverable. I said, I'm going to be busy. Here's the money right now. Just send the files when you're ready. I'll come back in a little bit. The guy was so impatient. And he went to every profile that I had, okay? And he made a comment on it. And I told him about himself in a nice way. And when it came down to the review, he said that I put his name wrong. And then also that he wanted me to write a longer review. And I don't do that. I don't change my words. I gave him a great review, an honest review. And I wrote words, but I was not going to change those words. And when I looked at the review that he gave me, he didn't even write words. And I told him, I said, hey, listen, how can you want something from me that you are not willing to give me as well? This is an ethical experience. This is a a give and take experience. If you want me to write in a particular fashion, you should be able to write for me in a particular fashion, right? Because that's what this is all about. That is what business is about. It's about doing good for others and allowing good to come back to you. And I told the guy, I named him correctly. And then I said, hey, the rest I will not change. It is honest feedback. It is great feedback. But what you want me to write is not my words. And I don't operate like that. We sorted that. His deliverable was nice. It was a logo, very simple situation. It was great. I used it, and we moved forward. But I want you to treat your freelancers like people. I want you to treat them ethically. I want you to also think clearly about what you want to outsource and why. Make sure that you can clear space off of your table so that you can create the time and create the space for your core competency. What is your core competency? It is that thing that you do best. I need you to clear all of that off of your table so that you can focus on the thing that you do best. In the past, I was busy building websites. I was busy doing social media management. I was busy doing emails. I was busy writing, and I could not focus on the growth of the business and shooting the content because that's what I enjoyed and that was what I was best at. So on this journey, there's going to be a lot of things that try to distract you, but outsource them little by little, and you will go far. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments where you have hired people and what has been your experience. If you are interested in grabbing my checklist for how to hire your next VA in under 60 minutes, right down there, that's where you go. See you in the next one. Live long.